Hey, what's up? I'm Breanne Williamson. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm sorry because I missed last week and I didn't even give y'all an update. Usually I update y'all over on my community tab. If you're subscribed, you will hopefully see those posts. But last week I just ghosted. Very toxic of me. I'm going to be honest and tell you that I was just overwhelmed. I had a lot going on behind the scenes with my queer web series, Basement 51. We are getting so close to completing the edit. We've got music going now. It's super exciting. And I opened for Hannah Berner on the first two shows of her tour. So I was doing a lot of stand-up last week, a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on with Basement 51, all exciting things. And it kind of sucks sometimes as a creator because I'm doing all this stuff behind the scenes. And I feel like when I'm working really hard behind the scenes, then I'm quiet on here and y'all might just think I've abandoned you. But really, I'm just gearing up to bring y'all more cool free shit. So I hope you understand. Today, we are doing the much anticipated Lesbian Drama Summer Recap. This is a series I do over here where I make a tier list of all of the crazy shenanigans in the sapphic world that went down, usually over the last month, but today it's a special edition summer recap special. So we've got some juicy stories that we're going to be chatting through. We're going to be ranking on our tier list from S tier, which, as we know, doesn't necessarily mean I agree with them. It just means that I think it rattled the lesbian internet the most. And D tier being like, meh, it happened. Another quick disclaimer that not everyone in this tier list is a lesbian. I'm just a lesbian ranking it, so it's an easy way to title it, but they are sapphic, queer, typically identifying as lesbian or bisexual. It's just the people that the lesbians care about and all of their tea being spilled right here on my channel. Very quickly, before we jump in, we are so painfully close to that 100,000 subscriber mark that it is keeping me up at night. I can see in the back end that about 80% of the folks that watch my videos are not subscribed, which stinks because these videos are free. I put a lot of work into them and it takes 2 seconds and it's free to just click that subscribe button and it really helps a queer creator out. So I really can't tell you how much I appreciate it when you hit subscribe and turn your post notifications on. It helps me a weird amount. And again, it's free for you to do and takes 2 seconds. So thank you so much for doing that. As always, this video is not sponsored because brands hate gay people. Kind of a joke, kind of not. Honestly. And not only am I bringing you free content over here, but the content that I cannot put on YouTube is on my Patreon for free. Like right now, we are reacting to the real L Word. All you have to do is become a free Patreon member. And there's already 2 full episodes up there. And the 3rd episode is going up this Sunday. Each episode's about an hour. So that's like 3 hours of free watch along content where we react to the chaos that is the real L Word reality TV show together. So a few reasons I can't put it on YouTube. One of which is that it is not safe for work. Let's put it that way. Let's jump in, shall we? Let's talk about all this chaos that went down this summer. As always, if I missed something, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm sure there's drama that came across your feed that somehow I missed. I think I got the highlights though. And let me tell you, there's some good stuff. First up, we have something that absolutely shook the nation, and that is Hunting Wives. Now, a show titled Hunting Wives, I've got to be honest, when that first came across my feed, I was like, there's not a chance in hell I will ever watch that show. I just thought, wow, that show could not be for me. It's just not my demographic, clearly. The name, the imagery, I was like, this is something that is not going to be of interest. Wow, was I ever wrong? Wow, was I ever wrong? The Hunting Wives is some of the best sapphic television I've seen in a minute. It's incredible. The acting's great. The actors are great. The writing's absolutely chaotic and nutty. And it is full of lesbianism, which we love to see. And I think a lot of people were equally as shocked at how lesbian this show got so quickly. And it really did shake my TikTok For You page. I haven't seen a television show rattle lesbian internet like this since maybe Orange is the New Black, where it's gone past just the niche lesbian chat and gone to the mainstream media talking about just how lesbian this show is. And for that reason, I'm going S tier. Next up, we have Khloe and Kate, who got married. I'm going to be honest and say that as much as this is a really cool relationship that I'm excited about, I think both of them are talented and cool people. I weirdly did not hear much about this relationship. And I think that's maybe a good thing for them, because in the days of JoJo Siwa and Fletcher and Betty Who, we'll get to Betty Who, the fact that I just really had no idea about this partnership altogether, nor their engagement, and then now eventually their wedding, it kind of came across my feed and I was like, oh, Khloe has a partner and now they're married? Cool. So it's not that I don't absolutely ship them and think that they're really cool individuals and that their relationship is great and cute and beautiful, but I just had no fucking clue that this was happening, and I saw nothing about it, which again for them is probably just a sign of a really stable, wonderful union. But for that reason, I think I'm gonna have to go D tier. Let's do it. D. D seems so low. D seems low. Should I go C? I'm going to go D because it was my gut instinct, but let me know in the comments if you think that was the wrong call. Okay, next up, we have to talk about Kat Burns. Kat Burns, honestly, is on this list because she is my new obsession. I'm obsessed with her, and I think I have listened to her cover of Teenage Dirtbag a shocking amount. I might be the number one listener of that song. It plays constantly. I'm just obsessed with her. I'm obsessed with her original music. I'm obsessed with her covers. Her voice is amazing. Also, her personal style. If you're looking for someone who's not super femme nor super mask, you're looking for kind of a tomboy aesthetic style. Definitely mask leaning, don't get me wrong, but I think a lot of people will know what I'm talking about if you went over to her Instagram and you took a look at her outfits. Iconic outfits, like just so fashionable. I am inspired by the way she turns a look and looks so put together while still being like casual and effortless, which I think can be hard to do as a tomboy or mask lesbian. I mean, I'll speak for myself. When I'm dressing more masculine, sometimes I feel like I'm too dressed down and I don't know how to elevate it where it's clear that I put intention into my outfit without just like wearing a fucking suit. You know what I mean? Whereas I think femmes have it so much easier if someone's like, oh, this is an event where we're going to dress up. It's like, okay, I'll wear a dress. You know, where there's that weird middle ground when you're a mask or tomboy, vibey, aesthetic lesbian, where you're like, okay, I don't want to wear a t-shirt and jeans because it'll look too casual. But I also am not looking to go black tie formal. So I've been really inspired by her style, even beyond her music. And it's not that she is doing anything dramatic. She's just doing a lot of cool shit. So I am going to go... Is it rocking the internet? No, but I feel like it should be, so I included her. I'm going to go C because she did just release music, or sorry, she did just announce that she's releasing music, and I did see a lot of people talking about that and excited about that. So I'm going to go C. And I think we should all go and support queer artists, especially artists as talented as Kat Burns. I have a feeling that she is going to blow the fuck up in the next couple of years. Mark my words. Obviously already super successful, but I just feel like she's on the brink of really just skyrocketing. I think we're about to see like Chapel Roan level success. Next up, we have G Flip and Chrishell getting married again. You heard me right. They have this thing apparently that they get married like every year. I think this is their third wedding. So it might be their fourth actually. So a little bit of background here. I believe when they first got married, they got married in the States. And obviously Chrishell is from the States. G Flip is from Australia. So then they went to Australia like 6 months to a year after their original marriage and got married again in Australia as more of a celebration, right? Like I keep saying getting married again, but it's just like a wedding is happening again, right? They're already married, which made total sense to me because obviously I'm assuming that a lot of friends and family of G Flip from Australia couldn't make the trip to the wedding in the States. So that to me makes complete sense. If you are a couple that has family in 2 different countries, especially somewhere as far as Australia, to make a point of having a celebration in both those countries for the different people, especially if weddings are something that's important to you and your family. So that I totally got. I was like totally on board for. Then I think they got married again in the States, like another wedding. And then recently over this summer, they had another wedding, like a full blown wedding. Like, I'm not talking an anniversary party. I'm talking they get dressed up, they walk down the aisle, they say vows, right? Which is, I love it because it's absolutely outrageous. And I'm always here for people making absolutely insane life decisions such as this, especially when it is so, are they both Leos? They must both be Leos. Something's going on here. Like, it's kind of like the person who has a month-long birthday, but this is like times 100. I've never in my life heard of this. I've heard of people renewing vows like 10 years later, but to renew your vows multiple times when you've only been married for like a couple of years is so insane to me. And again, insane in a way that I love. And I'm here for them doing what feels right. And I'm sure their friends and family appreciate a good party because it looks like they put on a good fucking time. Like, this latest one was like a medieval theme, and they were dressed up in like medieval garb and had like people jousting and people in full knight armor. And it looks like I want to be invited. Can I come? I want to come to one of these weddings. I'm not being a hater in the sense that I think it's so ridiculous that I don't want to attend. I absolutely do. I've just never heard of anything like this in my life. But good for them. So I'm excited to see if they continue this tradition. I guess we'll know next summer, and I'll let you know on our tier list. I saw a lot of this online. A lot of people, I think, were especially talking about it because it just seems so silly, but it wasn't as much as I saw about their first wedding, which I think would have been somewhere on S or A. So I'm going to go B tier for the fact that G Flip and Chrishell have been wed again. Next up, another G Flip moment. G Flip has just released their new album. There's a song on this new album that is so addicting. I can't stop listening to it. It's called Big Ol' Hammer. And the music video is amazing. And the song itself, there's certain songs where you're like, what did they put in this? Like, they put something in the sauce that it's just, your ears are like immediately obsessed. Like, you could listen to it 100 times and you don't get sick of it. That is this song for me. I love it. I think it's so fun. And speaking of this year being such a wah-wah year for lesbian representation in certain senses, where we're losing a lot of queer dynamics in some of our favorite sapphic artists' music, having a song like Big Ol' Hammer that is just like this lesbian mask butch anthem, I love it because it's a different type of representation than we have had, and there was something healing about listening to it. Like, as fun and silly as the song is, I listened to it and I was like, I feel seen listening to this song. So I loved it. And they released new music and their tour, and I think that's really exciting. I'm going to go B tier with that too, because I've seen a lot in the media in regards to this new album. And I'm excited to see it, but it's definitely not like an A or an S rock the internet moment, I don't think. Next up, we have Dinah Shore. Okay? Dinah Shore is iconic. If you are a lesbian who hasn't had your head in the sand your whole life, you've probably heard of Dinah Shore, especially if you've consumed queer media. We talked about how over on my Patreon, I'm reacting to one of the OG lesbian reality TV shows, The Real L Word. They go to the Dinah Shore on that show, I think multiple times. They also went to the Dinah Shore on the original L Word. Like, the characters attend Dinah Shore. Dinah Shore has had basically every sapphic celebrity attend over the years, whether they're actors, musicians, influencers. Going to Dinah Shore as an influencer myself a few years ago was a full circle moment because I remember watching these characters go to the Dinah Shore while I was in the closet and being like, oh my God, what is this? Like, how is there this massive lesbian week-long extravaganza that's happening when I don't even know one single lesbian in my town. So going and getting invited to go was just such a cool full circle moment. It's just a beautiful event because it's an event where people get to just be really proud of who they are and not worried about it. They take over like an entire hotel and it's days long. And I mean, fuck, Katy Perry's gone, Lady Gaga's gone. Like it's a big deal. And it's been going for an insane amount of years, decades and decades and decades. And they announced this summer that this Dinah Shore this September is going to be the last Dinah Shore. They're hoping to sell the brand to someone to carry on the legacy, but the original owner, Mariah Hansen, is stepping down, and it's going to be at least a couple years until they see how that transition could go to someone else. And it's just sad to think about. I'm gonna be honest. It actually makes me. Hey, editing Bree here, my mic cut out, and instead of cutting this segment about the Dinah, I wanted to just jump on real quick and finish my thought that I'm so sad that it's ending. It is so important, more now than ever, that we respect our queer elders and the folks that carved out spaces for us, specifically lesbian and sapphic spaces, at a time where it was nearly impossible to do so. The Dinah has been going for decades and creating space for lesbians, and it's going to be sadly missed. I was invited to go this year, and I'm so sad that I'm not going to be able to make it. But the Dinah is just, it's iconic. And we really have to thank our elders who have created space for us. And we need to remember that they did it when it was not easy to do so, before we had all of this representation in the media. And with the way the world's going, we have to remember that fight. So I just wanted to finish that thought. Let's get back to this video. We have 3 more very, very juicy stories left. We've got to talk about the death of Gaylor. We've got to talk about the Betty Who Renee Rapp drama. We've got to talk about another lesbian engagement of one of our favorites lesbian couples. But first, I do need to plug something very exciting that did get announced this summer, and that is the release of Basement 51, my queer web series. It's a 6-episode queer web series that I wrote, directed, produced, and I'm acting in. And I'm so excited to bring it to YouTube for free. I know I rattle on about how it's free a lot, but the reason I say that is because it costs so much money to make content like this. It really does, and so much time. And I want it to be available to everyone because I believe in representation. That's why I do what I do. That's why my previous films have been posted to YouTube despite being offered other deals to put them elsewhere. I don't want to do that. I want to keep posting on YouTube and bringing the content here for you guys. All 6 episodes will be running with no sponsors, no brand deals. And I would so appreciate any of the help that you can provide me in getting this content into the algorithm. It is such a beast, this algorithm, especially as a queer creator. And it would mean the world to me if you do these free things. They're all free to do. I know it's a laundry list and it's a pain in the ass, but it helps me out big time. So the first thing is subscribing and turning your post notifications on. The second thing is watching Basement 51 every Friday from October 3rd on. When it goes on, watch it all the way through. Even if you're going to watch it later, just watch it all the way through and mute it the first time so that we can get those views rolling. Give the video a thumbs up, comment on it, do all that old school stuff. And also, there's a new feature on YouTube called Hype Boost, and this is to help small creators. And as a small queer creator, it would mean the world to me if you utilize this. It's free. And what it is a feature that notifies YouTube that there's a video that a smaller creator put out that, despite not having a huge amount of subscribers, their viewers think it's worth it for YouTube to push into the algorithm. So when that trailer goes out next week, and when every episode of Basement 51 goes out from October 3rd on every Friday, if you could hype boost it, it would mean the world to me. How to hype boost it, I will put a video on the screen. Basically, I believe you have to be on the mobile app and you have to go to where there's the like button, the subscribe button, and you scroll over and there's a button called Hype Boost. You click that, it's free to do. Again, all of this stuff probably to subscribe, turn your post notifications on, give the video a thumbs up, leave a nice comment, and Hype Boost takes like 5 seconds, okay? And it would mean the world to me and this series. So I'm sorry for rattling on about it. It's just something I've been working so hard on, literally for a year. so much money has been put into this. I'm not going to make that money back. That's okay. But I would love if people get to watch it. That is just the dream of every artist, that people get to watch their art. So you helping me work with this beast of the algorithm means the world. Let's get back into the video. Thank you all so much. Okay, so first we have Becca Tilley and Hailey Kiyoko. They got engaged, and I'm very excited about this because they are one of my favorite couples. I think they're a beautiful couple. I love them. They seem to have such a sweet relationship. I also saw that Hailey Kiyoko just came out with a new book that apparently is loosely based off of their relationship. It's a period piece book, but it's about their love story, which I think is a really cute concept. And they just got engaged, which is so exciting. So I'm very happy for them. They seem just so in love, and I think this is very exciting news. I mean, Hailey Kiyoko, she has been riding for the lesbians for a long ass time. I mean, as we know, she's been a lesbian always, but she has been just someone who has been really groundbreaking in terms of representation before even a lot of the modern artists that we're seeing today. And she's just constantly creating stuff for us to enjoy. And I just will forever think that it is so iconic that Becca Tilley, someone who came up on the Bachelor franchise, is now engaged to Hailey Kiyoko. I live for that. As y'all know, I live for the girlies switching over to this team. So with that, I am going to put the engagement of Hailey Kiyoko and Becca Tilley at S tier. Oops. A lot of S tiers today. Let me know if you agree. JoJo's missing today. Some of you might have noticed. For once, she's out of the news. She's got to start naming balls again or something to get back on here. Next up, we have... This was crazy. Betty Who and Renee Rapp drama. Okay, so a little bit of backstory. Betty Who went on the Made It Out podcast. Betty Who has had a straight white male boyfriend for as long as anyone can remember. Again, that doesn't mean that Betty Who is not queer. That doesn't make Betty Who any less valid. In fact, no one's ever said that. Betty Who has always been regarded as a queer icon. However, Betty Who took it upon herself to go on Made It Out podcast and talk about how basically difficult it is to be dating a man, and boo-hoo that I fell in love with a man. Why she chose this time and this year to do it, especially since she's been dating the same goddamn man for like ever, I have no fucking clue. There is something in the water right now. I don't get why the queer women who are dating men feel like this is a soapbox they need to stand on, especially in the year of 2025 when sapphics and gay folks that are publicly perceived as being gay are literally fighting for their fucking lives out here. Okay? Like, there is no easier time to be a woman dating a man in America. I've said this before on our other recaps, talking about JoJo, talking about Fletcher, both of them dating men. There is nothing hard about being a woman dating a man. There's nothing hard about that. Society is set up for that. Okay? There might be difficulties that come with your relationship, like any relationship, of course. But society is set up for you and your success. People will perceive you in a way that for the most part, you are going to be absolutely safe. You're going to be applauded for your love. You don't have to live in fear. It's the same story when, femme women feel like they are invisible. I can empathize with the fact, and I can relate to the fact that not being seen for who you are because you aren't presenting in a way that's obnoxiously that can feel draining, right? Like, it's nice to be seen for who you are. Like a femme lesbian being like, it sucks that everyone assumes I'm straight. Or a bisexual woman who's dating a man and being like, it sucks that everyone assumes I'm straight. I can empathize with those feelings. However, it is a privilege to be able to turn that on and off, right? Like in certain settings, like when you're at a gay bar being like, it's frustrating that everyone here thinks that I'm straight. But if you were to walk into a Walmart and there's a certain individual there that is not LGBTQ plus friendly, they've got all the decals on their car and all that, you're safe. That's a privilege. It's a privilege to show up in the world that way. So in the year of 2025, where rights are being stripped left, right, and center, there's this deep dive into conservative viewpoints in the United States. We are on the fast track backwards when it comes to acceptance and equality. Why these queer women are deciding that now is the time to yap about the fact that it's so hard for them to have a boyfriend is so fucking insane to me. It's so ignorant. It's so out of touch. It's so ego-based. It's so boo-hoo. I need it to be about me. Like, it is just exhausting. It's so exhausting. And why is it always the white women? Why is it always the white bisexuals? Like, what is going on here? Like, what is this need to feel victimized? Like, I truly, like, there's a fucking epidemic happening right now. I don't understand it. We saw it with ironically on the same podcast, Fletcher interview of Made It Out. We saw it, with JoJo Siwa being like recently in an interview, oh, I feel like my community's abandoned me. And now we've seen it with Betty Who going on the Made It Out podcast and saying in so many words that she feels like it's illegal to be in love the way she is in love, which is the craziest fucking choice of words in the world that we live in, that a woman dating a man is saying it feels like it's illegal to love the way that I love. Are you out to lunch? Get your head out of your ass. I don't understand. Like, these people, it's so fucking painful. She went on this podcast. Not only did she talk about her own bullshit, she just felt like now was the need to take up space talking about her boyfriend. I have no idea why. Then on top of that, she brings up Renee Rapp, who is a known lesbian, who has gone on record saying it's very frustrating for her for when people say that they perceive her as queer or bisexual or fluid. And she's like, no, I'm a fucking lesbian. I am a lesbian. So Betty Who, by name, brings up Renee Rapp and is like, hey, so I just want to say that if in 10 years Renee Rapp comes out and says, you know what, I'm in love with a man, we're going to hold space for her. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm almost speechless. It's just gotten so insane. To not only be like boo-hoo and villainizing the LGBTQ plus community, saying that the LGBTQ plus community doesn't accept you because you're dating a man and stuff, which is just like a conversation for another day. To villainize the LGBTQ plus community as unaccepting in the world that the LGBTQ plus community lives in and all the external lack of acceptance that we're dealing with. And then on top of that, to call out a lesbian by name who has expressed outwardly how frustrating it is for her lesbianism to always be questioned and to insinuate that one day she might fall in love with a man is fucking insane. It's insane. So rightfully so, Betty Who got absolutely dragged. And I'm going to put this S tier because I saw this everywhere. She has since come out and, retracted some of her statements. There's also been some other interviews on different podcasts that have emerged where she was saying similar stuff. I think because this one was on Made It Out, which has such a sapphic audience, it really took off. Yeah, I think that one's S tier, and that's my thoughts on that. I wasn't holding back on this one because honestly, I started this year off nice, right? Like we had Fletcher's boy, we had JoJo cheating on their partner with Chris in the Big Brother house. This is now an epidemic. I don't know what is going on with these queer white women with men in their lives. Maybe they're listening to the men too much. Maybe they need to ask themselves, have I decentered myself from the queer experience? And am I centering men and the heterosexual experience so much that I'm somehow feeling villainized by the queer community? Maybe that's a question that they should ask themselves. I don't know. Next up, this is a doozy, this one. Guys, Gaylor's dead. For those of you who don't know, Gaylor is a very, very popular, some may call it conspiracy theory, that Taylor Swift is actually gay and that She's been in the closet. I can't even unpack how deep this rabbit hole goes. If you look up #Gaylor anywhere, you'll be reading for years before you get through all of the evidence that these queer people have strung together for why Taylor Swift is gay. They actively believe that Taylor Swift is constantly signaling that she is queer, but she can't come out of the closet. And most of them believe that most of her relationships with men have just been PR relationships. And in the background, she's really been dating women like Diana Agron and most notably, Karlie Kloss. A lot of people believe that Karlie Kloss is like the love of her life and that they had this big romantic relationship. A lot of people also believe that she was going to come out in the series Miss Americana and she didn't. People thought she was going to come out during the Eras tour because of the lighting choices. It's like you can go for ages on Reddit or on TikTok with the Gaylor theories, okay? And I'm not here to shoot down any Gaylors, but I will say it was a sad day for the Gaylors when Taylor Swift got engaged to Travis Kelce. So much so that the Reddit community Gaylor, which has over 50,000 followers, went private on that day. It was too much for them to handle. They went private. They couldn't take the backlash. This was kind of crazy because I feel like for ages, these Gaylors have held on to hope that Taylor Swift would finally go, I'm gay. And she didn't. Instead, she said, I'm marrying Travis Kelce. And congratulations to her for that. And obviously, there's still the hope. I'm sure the Gaylors are adjusting and just saying, okay, you know, she's queer or bisexual or whatever it is. And I'm happy for them with that. But there was definitely some tears shed that day, I'm sure, in the Gaylor community. I think a lot of hope may have been lost. And yeah, sad stuff. Sad stuff for the Gaylors. I'm going to go on record and say something, okay? I'm going to say that I do believe that Taylor Swift and Karlie Kloss were in love. Do I think that they know that they were in love? Not necessarily. I think they were in love in the way that you're in love with your best friend in high school, and until much later when you finally kind of come out to yourself, you don't realize that you were in love with your best friend in high school. You know what I mean? Like, I think that they were deeply in love, but I think that thinking that they knew that and they were having a full-blown relationship is maybe a stretch. Don't come at me, Gaylors. Give me your evidence in the comments because I actually love reading about the Gaylor stuff. One of my friends, Lauren, is a Gaylor, and I love her stuff. One time she made a PowerPoint for me. It was powerful. The death of Gaylor. I'm going to have to put it S tier. I've never had this many S tiers on a tier list because it just deserves to be there. Gaylor has been around forever, and I honestly don't think it will ever truly die, but I do think some soldiers were lost that day, a fateful day when she got engaged to Travis. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching this Lesbian Summer Recap. A couple reminders. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn your post notifications on. Let's see if we can get to 100K. That would be so cool. Thank you so much. And October 3rd, mark your calendars because every Friday from October 3rd on, you are going to have an episode of Basement 51. And next week on Friday, you're going to have the trailer of Basement 51. So please mark your calendars and get ready to like, comment, hype boost, and support this queer web series. It would mean the world to me. And if you want more content, especially the juicy type that I can't put up here on YouTube, you can head over to my Patreon, become a free member, and there's already 2 episodes of me reacting to the Real L Word reality show. There's going to be another episode going up this Sunday. Next week, there's going to be some more free Patreon member content going up, and there's going to be paid Patreon member content going up. Content all around. Thank you all so much for supporting me as a queer creator. It means the world, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.